Now, let me walk you through the interface of LumiCenter Web Client. On top of LumiCenter Web Client interface, you will see the app bar, from which you do the most frequently used operations. First, you have the domain. If you click the domain, you will see all the devices under the domain object. You can also do it by clicking the hardware button. If you click it again, the menu will be hidden. Next, you have a search box. You can search a camera or a layout using the search box. Next, you have the most frequently used features for the web client, which is live view and playback. By default, LumiCenter Web Client will show you the live view. If you want to use playback, just click Multi-Camera Archive. Next, you have the button to create or delete or copy a layout, just like you do on the LumiCenter desktop client application. Next, you will see all the layouts that you have once created on desktop application. Click the button again to hide the layouts panel. Next, you will have the button to enter the macro menu, from which you can access and trigger the macros manually. Attention, you cannot create a macro on web client. You can only manually trigger a macro from web client. Next, you have the full screen mode button. If you click this button, LumiCenter will enter full screen mode. Click it again, LumiCenter Web Client will exit full screen mode. Next, you have a lock button. The lock button is for you to pane or unpane the app bar. Last but not least, you have the additional menu, from which you can change the user with which you log into LumiCenter Web Client. You also have the preferences to change some default settings of LumiCenter Web Client. Under Application, you have two panels. First is Statistics panel. From the Statistics panels, you will be able to see the status of all the devices under the domain object. If there is an error, you will see the error under the warning column. Hover over the arrow mark. LumiCenter Web Client will give you more information on the error. If you click Archives, you will be able to see the recording status of all the storage archives under the domain object. Click Back to go back to the main interface of LumiCenter Web Client. Last but not least, you have the archive bookmarks. If you access archive bookmarks, you will be able to see all the comments that have been created in LumiCenter. Click the video button so that you can jump to the time point in storage archive to view the video clip. You can also use the search box to search for a specific comment. Click Back to go back to the main interface of LumiCenter Web Client. Next, you have the Events panel. Click Events, and you will be able to see all the events detected by LumiCenter detection tools. Click on an event, and you can jump to playback. Click Play to play the footage. Now, this is a first look at LumiCenter Web Client interface.